What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I see a lot of times where people say, oh, do you think prison makes people tough? Or, hey, you think prison made you tough? Or things along those lines, right? And so I wanted to put out a video, give you my 2 cents. Do I really believe that prison makes you tough? No, I don't. I believe if you went through the California Youth Authority, and for those of you that aren't from California and don't know what the CYA is, the California Youth Authority, it was gladiator school. It was prison for juveniles up to the age of 25. Yes, you could be housed in the same place. You could be 13 years old, 14 years old, housed with a 24-year-old, and that's your enemy, and you got to get down with them. The California Youth Authority made you tough, and I'm going to tell you why. Nobody went there to try to learn anything. Nobody went there and was trying to be rehabilitated. You went there to do time, and doing that time, you were going to fight, and you were going to fight often. You were going to build a reputation, and you're going to have to live up to that reputation your whole time there. So I think the California Youth Authority definitely made you tough because it was all hands on. You didn't like somebody? Go get down with them. You didn't like what somebody said? Bust them in the mouth. Now, you get to the California Department of Corrections, it's a hands-off policy. No hands policy, I should say. People conduct themselves in a completely different way with respect. And if there is an issue, ain't no fist fighting. You're both going to pull out a knife and you're going to deal with it that way, right? So, I don't think going to prison makes you tough, but it definitely has an opportunity to make you a whole lot smarter. Unlike the California Youth Authority, where everybody's running crazy, running around, fighting whoever they want, whenever they want, doing whatever they want, there's structure. There's guidelines, there's expectations, there's politics that you're under in the California Department of Corrections. One thing that's important if you're smart, when you enter the California Department of Corrections, you will study. If you've been through YA and you go to the CDC, you got a slight advantage when it comes to studying individuals. In YA, you've been tested physically as well as mentally. There's a lot of mind games. You hit the California Department of Corrections, there's a lot of mind games. A lot of it's psychological. If you can't catch up, you wind up on a gurney. You wind up slipping. But education, now that's important. You got guys that are in there and they're studying law, they're studying psychology, they're studying history, they're studying languages. They're studying so many different things. And they're also learning how to make weapons, how to conduct business. A lot of people in there take business cuts because we have college in there for free. So they'll take the business courses for sure, psychology courses for sure, because both of those are key to survival in the California Department of Corrections. I hear a lot of times people in other states, they say that the things that we get to do in California is, different than what they get to do. And I a lot of times I explain to them, it's because out here in California, you're expected to study. If you're really trying to be involved in stuff, you're not going to be just some dude that hangs out on the yard. Oh, hey, you want me to whack that guy? Like, they have enough dudes willing to do that. The brain controls the muscle. The muscle, the body cannot move without the brain telling it what to do, right? Think about that. And so you have dudes behind those walls who are the brain. Studying business is important. There's a lot of business going on behind those walls. You're dealing with people who, a lot of them are complete psychopaths. Functioning psychopaths. You're dealing with people who are full of hatred. You're dealing with people full of envy. You need to understand how to read these people, how to maneuver around them, and how to maneuver them themselves at times. So again, no, prison doesn't make you tough. It can make you smarter. I keep saying it because I believe it. I met some of the most brilliant minds behind those walls. Some of the best artists behind those walls. There are people so talented in so many ways behind those walls. Guys that have created business empires from a cell. And people will laugh, business empire, what, they do this. It's not for me to say. But there's people that have made a whole lot of money from behind those walls. And if those individuals could somehow get out of prison, they could lead these Fortune 500 companies like that. They could step right in and do a whole better job probably. I remember COs, correctional officers saying, and this is not one time, two times, I remember them saying in there that they wished they could deal with their coworkers the way that the Southerners dealt with each other. You get somebody who has some type of leadership position or knowledge from inside the walls, and you place him out here in society, and he's focused on being a productive member of society, I guarantee you he will run that business smoother than it's ever been ran. He'll cut the fat. Doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. If you're gossiping, if you're sabotaging, that gets cut out, replaced, streamlined. Prison is a place that it's ugly, it's harsh, it's brutal, it's violent, it's deadly. But people that survive that, focus on becoming productive in society, get out here and grind, they will be your best workers. They will be your most honest workers, your most loyal workers, your hardest workers. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.